Hi folks, today we're going to do a setup, playthrough, and impressions of a game called Agent Decker. This is a solitaire game, plays about 20 to 30 minutes, and it is designed by Manuel Correia. It was released in 2015 as an entry to the 2015 Solitaire Print and Play contest, where it placed very well. I believe it placed second overall in that contest. So we'll see you at the table for the setup. Right, here at the table is my custom Agent Decker playmat. Now, this is optional. You do not need a playmat to play Agent Decker, but I think it's really nice to have because it organizes your play area very nicely. So the first piece of setup we're going to do is we are going to take this alarm card. This is the card that tracks your current alarm level. So you are Agent Decker and you're trying to get through this complex here, and you're going to be trying to get through past some obstacles. And every obstacle that you don't either disarm or knock out will raise your alarm level. If your alarm level gets to 50 before completing any mission, you lose the game. All right, so that is going to put our alarm tracker right there. And we're going to put a cube on the 0 spot for the 1s and 0 spot for the 10s, indicating that our current alarm level is 0. Now, next piece of setup is we're going to take this deck of mission cards. So there are 5 missions in the Agent Decker campaign, and these are organized in order according to the letter on the lower right. So as you can see here, this first card has an A, so that is in alphabetical order. And you'll see why as we start to play this game, why it has to be in alphabetical order. And these mission cards I'm going to put here in this spot for the missions. All right. One thing I'll mention about my playmat that I like is that I integrated the player aid that I also made for this game in the playmat. And we'll be referencing that a little later. Now, here in the middle of the playmat, we have to set up the line. So this is the obstacle deck. And I've already shuffled it. And I'm going to place it here to the leftmost side of the playmat. And then in initial setup, we take the top 6 cards of the obstacle deck and we lay them down here in these spaces. And this will form the line. And you start from the right and then you build your way back to the left. Okay, so, and as you are putting obstacle cards on the line, you have to take a look because some of these cards are going to have some text. And that text is going to possibly change where you position those cards. So for example, here is some text for this patrolling guard card. And it says, during the line scroll, patrolling guard slides forward 1 more position. So this patrolling guard actually moves more than the normal cards. It's not the line scroll phase yet, so we don't have to resolve that right now. And we're going to put an infirmary card over here as an obstacle. And a yard door card here. Gym door over here. And finally, security camera over here. So there should always be 6 cards in the line of obstacles. All right, now the final piece of setup that we're going to do is we're going to take the 8 starting cards. So these are the basic cards that Agent Decker starts out with, and I'll give you a little preview of them. So there are 2 basic starting cards here. There is the punch card that is going to generate fight points, and the hide card that generates stealth points. Okay, and as you can see, they don't generate a lot of points at all, just 1 point per card. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle these cards, and then we will place the starting cards over here in the player deck section of our mat. And then we will deal ourselves a starting hand of 4 cards, which we'll place here in the player hand section. And what have we got here in our starting hand? So far we've got 3 fight points and 1 stealth. So that is our starting hand. And now we are all set up to play our game of Agent Decker. Right, now we're going to start playing the game of Agent Decker. There are 4 phases in a turn of Agent Decker, and I'm going to focus in on my player aid here that I've integrated on the playmat to show you. There is the action phase, where you get to play cards from your hand to your play area, and that's where you generate fight and stealth points. Then you move on to the mission check phase. Do you actually satisfy the requirements to complete the current mission? So here's mission 1. The goal for mission 1 is to get 6 stealth points. So we'll check to see later on after playing if we actually satisfy those mission requirements. Then there's going to be the line scroll phase. So the line is going to scroll to the right and get discarded, and any card that gets discarded over here will increase our alarm by the level here in this kind of circular icon in the lower right of the card. And then finally, after the line scroll phase, there is the refresh phase, where we draw new obstacle cards up to until the line is replenished back up to 6, and we also draw a new hand of player cards. Okay, so let's start with the action phase here in turn number 1. So as you can see here printed in the lower right of each obstacle is the cost for interacting with that obstacle. So there are 2 ways to interact. You could either disarm that card, that obstacle, which means you would take it into your discard section, or you could knock it out, which means you would flip it over here in the line. And if it's flipped over, when it gets discarded, it doesn't raise your alarm level. So that is the advantage of knocking a card out. So as I look here at all of the cards in the obstacles, it looks like, sadly, I do not have enough points to be able to interact with any of these cards, because you see I've got 1, 2, 3 fight points and 1 stealth point. And this is going to require 2 stealth points to interact with. This one will require a combination of 9 stealth and fight points. That's what that circle and that triangle means. This one will require 4 stealth, 3 stealth, combination of 5 stealth and fight, 6 stealth and fight. So none of my cards, I don't have enough stealth and fight combined to be able to interact here. So that's my bad luck here in turn 1. So I'm not going to be able to play any cards yet, and the line is going to scroll. So that we move on from the action phase, where I couldn't do any actions in round 1. Mission check. Do I satisfy the requirements for the current mission? I need to generate 6 stealth. I don't have 6 stealth, so we move on. Line scroll. Discard the rightmost obstacle card in the line. So this obstacle card here, rightmost, gets discarded. And as soon as it gets discarded, then we raise the alarm by the value inside of that circle. So we have to raise our alarm by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, if that alarm ever gets to 50 and we don't complete the mission, we lose. So we got to manage that alarm level. Now the rest of the cards shift rightward. And there must always be 6 cards in the line, 6 obstacle cards in the line. Cool. So now that we've done that, we will draw 1 more card from the obstacle deck to complete 6 cards. We move on from line scroll to refresh phase. We already did that. We drew the new obstacle cards, and we draw a new hand of player cards for the next turn. So you don't get to save any player cards from your hand for the next turn. You discard everything, either played or unplayed, at this point, and then you draw yourself a fresh new hand of 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what do we got? We got 2 fight and 2 stealth. Are we able to now interact with any cards in the line? Looks like we can. Over here is a security camera that requires 2 stealth to interact with. I like that because if I allow that card to get to the end of the line and discard, it's going to raise my alarm by 8. So I will interact with this card. I'm going to play that hide card and play that hide card. So I generate 2 stealth. So now I get to interact with this card. I have the option of disarming it or knocking it out. And this is what I'm going to get as the benefit by disarming it. It'll now give me the ability to generate 2 stealth if I play this card. So that is an upgrade from my current starting cards. So for right now, I'm going to choose to disarm it, which means it goes into my discard. There you go. And right now, at this point, I'm only able to interact with 1 card per turn. So that is the sum total of my turn right now. So now let's move on to mission check. Did we succeed? Did we satisfy the requirements for the current mission? No, we did not generate 6 stealth. So we play on. Line scroll. Discard the rightmost obstacle card in the line. So this guy over here gets discarded and then raises my alarm by 5. So that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this 10s goes up to here. So now my alarm level is 12. What else do we do in the line scroll phase? Shift all obstacle cards in the line to the right, and then from right to left, read and resolve obstacle card effect. So this guy shifts, shift, 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 and now we draw 2 cards from the obstacle deck. So we've got some text here. During the line scroll, patrolling guard slides forward 1 more position. So we are still in the line scroll phase right now. No, I'm sorry, we're in the refresh phase. Draw new obstacle cards until the line is back up to 6. So in our next line scroll phase, this is going to take effect, but not right now. And there we go. So now we have drawn back up to 6 obstacle cards in the line. Now we get to discard the cards we played and discard the cards that didn't get played. They're all discarded. Now we do a little bit of shuffling, 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 shuffle, 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 shuffle. And now I've got an upgrade, at least one upgraded card in there. So when I draw back, I'm hoping that the upgraded card I picked up is going to come out in my new hand. So now in the refresh phase, we draw a new hand of player cards for the next turn. Here we go. 1, 2, upgraded card please. 3, upgraded card please. 4, we got it. We got our upgraded card. Woohoo! All right. So now, what have we got here in our hand? We can generate a total of 2, 3, 4 stealth and 1 fight for a total of 5. What can we interact with? Well, we can interact with this guy. He only requires 3 stealth. We could also interact with this guy. He requires 4 stealth. We could interact with this security camera. 2 stealth. Sleeping guard, 3 stealth. So now we have a wealth of options here. What is going to be our best move? This guy is going to, if we don't take it, it's going to raise the alarm by 3. And what is its benefit? Place chloroform in your discard to interact with a person card. So that is a card that has a person icon in the lower left. So that's kind of cool. I can keep this card in my equip area. That's what that keep means. And then I can discard that when it's time during my turn to be able to do this benefit. In that case, pick up a person card for free. So that is a pretty cool benefit. I have to consider that. But what are our other options? I could take this yard door, and that guy would benefit with me by, when I play it, either giving me 1 extra fight point or allow me to draw an extra card. So that's pretty cool too. What else have we got? This guy is would give me 2 stealth points. And if I took this guy, he would allow me to interact with a device. That is a card that has this icon. I'm sorry, that's a door in the lower left. So very, very interesting choices. I am going to choose right now to spend 3 stealth to take this chloroform card. And I'll put that in my play area. Because when it says keep, that doesn't go into your discard, it goes right into your equip area. And that's actually, if I'm not mistaken, usable right now. Usable as soon as I take it. So that's very, very interesting indeed. So we spent 1, 2, 3. We spent 3 stealth to be able to do that interaction. And that is the 1 card that we're able to take this turn. Now, do I want to use this card in its keep ability to be able to take a person? Why not, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to follow these directions. Place chloroform in your discard to interact with a person card. So I'm discarding that guy. And this is the 1 person card here, the patrolling guard. I'm taking you too. And what is the benefit of taking you? I'll be able to draw 2 cards, interrogate and draw 2 cards. I'm going to put that in my discard as well. Cool. So that was a very nice turn for me. Now let's move on to mission check. Did we generate enough to satisfy the current mission requirements? Once again, currently we have to satisfy 6 points of stealth. And we did not do that this turn. We did 2, 3, 4 points of stealth. So, I'm sorry, we generated 3 points of stealth. So, we play on. So mission check, we move on. Line scroll, always discard the rightmost obstacle card in the line. So that's you, yard door. You are going to get discarded, and that raises the alarm by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now my alarm level is at 16. And then next in the line scroll phase, we have to shift all obstacle cards in the line to the right and then read and resolve any obstacle card effects. So everything shifts to the right. Here we go. And now we have 3 open spots in the line, so we draw 3 obstacle cards. We've got a guard. We've got a waste room. So this is a card that will, when you play it, it will allow you to start culling unwanted cards from your hand. So this is actually a very cool card to build up your hand. And another bin. Okay. And then the last thing we do is we draw a new hand of player cards for the next turn. So reminder, cards you played and cards you didn't play, all of them get discarded. You do not save any cards from turn to turn. I am now drawing up a new hand of cards. Hide, punch, punch, and punch. So now I can generate 3 fight and 1 stealth points. Can we interact with anything here in this line? We absolutely can. We can interact with this guard for 2 fight, and then we'll be able to disarm it and then add a gun to our inventory, and that's going to be an upgrade for the fight points. So I think I want that. So I'm going to take these 2 punch cards, put them in my play area, generate the 2 fight points, and disarm this guard and take his gun and put it in my discard. Great. That is the only card I can interact with. So now mission check. Nope, we didn't satisfy 6 stealth points yet. Line scroll, discard the rightmost card. So this gym door gets discarded, and we raise our alarm by 3. 1, 2, 3. Alarm is now at 19. Everything shifts to the right. 1, 2 shift, 3 shift, 4 shift. Okay, we've got 2 empty spots. Draw them from the obstacle deck. If there's any text here, we resolve now. So here's some text. Radio tower. When radio tower appears, slide all people cards all the way next to it. Do we have any people cards here? We have 1. We have 1. So that card, that people card, is now going to slide right next to the radio tower. And everything else is going to shift right. So that radio tower, when it appears in the line, it kind of attracts people closer to it. So that sleeping guard stopped sleeping and went to the radio tower. Great. And the last thing we do is we discard everything from our hand, played or unplayed. And we now draw up a new fresh player hand. So as you can see here, we are out of cards in the player deck. So now we have to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Not very good shuffling with one hand, I apologize. And we now place this player deck over here, and then we draw up 3 more cards. Okay, we've got an upgraded stealth card over here. And that was the 1 upgraded card we got. So what do we got? We can generate 2, 3, 4 points of stealth and 1 point of fight. What does that allow us to do? Well, it can allow us to take this out of sight card, and that seems very attractive to me because I do not want that extra 8 points entering the discard and adding to my alarm level. So I might have to do that right now, but what are my other options here? I can't interact with that. I can't interact with that. I can also interact with that. I could interact with this. Now, if I took this key card, place in your discard to interact with a door. And are there any doors in my line that I want to interact with right now? No. So, looks like the most imperative thing, the optimal move right now, is to either disarm or knock out this out of sight card. So now the question is, do I want to disarm it or do I want to knock it out? Do I want that upgraded stealth badly enough? I think I do. You know why? Because I need it for the current mission. I need to be able to generate at least 6 stealth. So right now, generating stealth is a priority. So I'm going to play this card over here to generate 2 stealth, And that allows me to disarm this security camera and put it in my discard. All right, and that is my one move that I can do right now. What's next? Mission check. Did we check if played cards fulfill the current mission goal? Equipped cards count as played. Nope. Right now I only did 2 stealth points, so we do not satisfy the current mission. So now we have to go to line scroll. So first of all, discard the rightmost obstacle card in the line. So this guy gets discarded, which I don't want because I really want those bins to be able to start culling my deck. Raise alarm by 3. Move up to 20 here. 21, 22, 23 points is the alarm level now. Okay, and then shift all of these cards to the right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's just check this text for the radio tower. When it appears, slide. Well, we've already resolved that because it's no longer appearing. Now it's already in the line. We have 2 open spots in the line. Take an obstacle card. Here is a guard dog with some text. When guard dog appears, if there is a person on the line, slide it all the way until it is adjacent to the person. So here is a person. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this guard dog until it's adjacent to this person. And what does that do for the rest of the line? I actually don't know how to resolve this. So you know what? I'm going to house rule it right now and say, okay, guard dog is near this person, but person also has to be near radio tower. So guess what, security camera? You are bumped further back in the line because that's the only way I can think of to resolve this right now. I might be playing that wrong. And another guard dog. When guard dog appears, slide it all the way until it's adjacent to that person. Well, the only adjacency that I can do right now is get you closer to that person because that person also has a radio tower. So I'm going to go ahead and say that satisfies resolving that text. Cool. And then draw up a new, fresh set of player cards. So we discard the last hand and we draw the new player cards. Here we go. 1 punch, 2 punch. We have a keep card. Oh, that, you know what? Okay, well, that's fine. That'll stay in the keep. And we have a patrolling guard. And this is kind of cool because this one allows me to draw 2 extra cards if I play it. So I will play that right now and say draw two more cards. So now I get the gun to come out and I get a hide. So now we have 2, 3, 4 fight and 1 stealth. Nice to have a total of 5 points, but it doesn't get me any closer to achieving my mission goal. So I'm getting worried that I'm taking too much time here. Nevertheless, I can play this keep card in addition to playing my my stealth and fight points right now. So I think I want to do this. Place chloroform in your discard to interact with a person. So I will take this person right over here, this sleeping guard, by discarding the chloroform. So I'm going to use the chloroform on the sleeping guard. That gets discarded. And the sleeping guard gives me a key card, which says place key card in your discard to interact with a door. And guess what? If I understand the rules correctly, as long as you can use a keep card in the same turn when you acquired it. So I'm going to go ahead and choose to use this keep card. Well, you know what? I can't because there's no door to interact with. So that's just going to stay in my equip area. Okay, now I get to use my fight and stealth points. What do I want to interact with? I've got a total of 5 fight and stealth points. So I can't interact with that. I don't have 5 fight points alone, so I can't interact with that. That's way too expensive for me to interact with. Can't interact with that. So the only thing I could possibly interact with is this security camera for 2. No, I can't even interact with that because I only have 1 stealth. So right now, sadly, I can't interact with anything in the line. So I move on to mission check. Did I satisfy the current mission requirements? No, I did not. Line scroll, discard the rightmost obstacle card. So this waste room is going to get discarded. And I will increase my alarm by 3. 1, 2, 3. So the alarm level is now at 26. Remember, if it hits 50, we lose. and then everything else shifts to the right. Shift, 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 and shift. Now we have 2 spots in the line. We have to draw 2 more obstacle cards. One is a security camera, and the other is another security camera. Now we discard our last hand, and then we draw up a new fresh set of cards. 1 punch, 1 punch, shuffle, 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 and let's see what we get. Still have to draw a hand of 4 cards. Hide and interrogate. Draw 2 cards. So I want to use this interrogate card to draw 2 cards. Punch and punch. And now I have 4 punch, 1 stealth. Doesn't get me closer to getting this mission. I'm getting a little frustrated here. I can use this key card if there was a door in the line, which there is not. No doors in the line right now, so this key card isn't doing me any good right now. Can my 4 attack, 4 fight, and 1 stealth do me any good here? Sadly, no, because I need 2 stealth there, 2 stealth there, 2 stealth there, 5 fight, which I can't do. Combination of 7 total points, fight and stealth, I can't do, and 5 fight I can't do. So again, just like the previous turn, I am not able to do anything with my current hand of cards. So this guard dog is going to get discarded. 6 points to raise the alarm by right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10s goes up. My alarm level is now 33. I'm getting very worried right now. Everything in the line shifts to the right. I have 1 open spot, so I draw an obstacle card, and then I get rid of these player cards, and then draw up a fresh hand of cards. So we've got gun, and out of sight, and hide, and okay. Do we have enough stealth to be able to complete the mission? We've got 2, 3, 5. We don't have enough stealth to be able to complete the current mission. But do we have anything to do interesting stuff with the cards in the line? 2, 4, 5, 7 total points, which allows us now to actually interact with this radio tower, because it requires a combination of 7 fight and stealth points. And that's going to be a good move for us because we don't want these 6 points to add to our alarm. That said, these 6 points will add to our alarm anyway. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. What we're going to do is, well, you know what? We can prevent this from hitting in this turn. Rather than disarming this radio tower, we could knock it out. And we haven't done that yet, so let me show you that right now. So I get to play all my cards because 2, 4, 6, 7. So it's a total combination of 7 fight and stealth, which is what's required here. Now, rather than disarming this radio tower and putting it in our discard pile here, we are going to knock it out. And knocking it out means we turn it over like this. So when that gets discarded, it does not add to our alarm. So that is a strategic way to stop your alarm level from going up. Okay, great. So now, mission check. Did we play enough in our cards, in our play area, to be able to achieve the mission? We played 5 stealth, but we needed 6 stealth, so we did not actually achieve the mission now. So next thing we do is discard the last card, the rightmost obstacle card in the line. Fortunately, we knocked it out. So this guy now enters the discard, but it does not raise the alarm. Now everything shifts to the right. Okay. And we have 1 open spot here in the obstacle deck, and that is a guard. Okay, and then all of the cards we played get discarded, and now we draw up a new hand of cards. All right, and that is another keep card that's going to stay here in our keep section, our play area. And then the rest of our cards get shuffled a little bit. And we need one more card. Okay, 2, 3, 4 total points. Does that help us at all? We are not able to interact. We can interact with this guard or that guard, so we can do that. And we can also do this. We've got this key card that allows us to interact with a door. There are no doors here in the line right now. So this is not going to help us right now. But we've got some chloroform that will allow us to interact with a person. And as it turns out, we have 2 people in the line right now. And we could take them both if we wanted to. Here's the thing. This is, these guys, taking these cards are going to increase my fight, which I don't need right now. I need an increase in stealth. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this chloroform to chloroform one of these guards, and I'm going to knock him out. There, he's knocked out. And then I'm going to play this gun to interact with this guard, and I'm going to knock him out as well. So those 2 guys are knocked out. So that'll help me a little later on, assuming I survive that long. Great. Now, this guard dog gets discarded. Increases my alarm level by 6. So now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My alarm level is at 39. 11 more alarm, and I lose the mission. Everything shifts to the right. 1, 2, 3. These guys stay face down. They will not increase my alarm when they get to the end of the line. So that's at least, there's at least that. Thank fate for small favors. And we discard those cards, and now we give ourselves a new hand of cards. Okay, 3 fight and 1 stealth. This is not good. This is not going well for us at all, guys. I just want to say. Okay, so what's going on here? Are we able to interact with any of these cards at all? We don't have enough stealth to interact with these guys. We don't have enough stealth to interact with this guy. So our cards, in terms of stealth and fight points, are useless right now. This key card, however, is useful because we can use it to interact with a door. So we will discard this card, and we've got 1 door here, and that door is going to give us the ability to either generate an extra fight point or draw a card. So do we want to take it into our hand, disarm it, or do we want to knock it out? I say, because it's got the draw a card feature, let's disarm it and take it into our hand. And everything scrolls to the right. This guy adds 8 points of alarm. Remember, we can only afford 11 more points of alarm. So this guy goes up to 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are at 48 points. And reminder, if we hit 50 points, we lose the game. So basically, the next turn is make or break. And then everything shifts to the right. Shift, 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 shift. Now, as it turns out, we are not going to be able to make it to the next turn. I'll tell you why. Let's take a look at this refresh phase. Draw new obstacle cards until the line is back up to 6. If there are not enough obstacles to form a 6-card line, you ran out of time. Game over in red text. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we don't have any more cards in the obstacle deck to make a 6-card line, which means, according to the rules, we have run out of time. It is game over, even though we still had 2 more points of alarm to go. So this is the end of the game for me this time around here on this video playthrough. I was not successful. I was actually a pretty pathetic performance because I could not even complete the goal for the first mission. And I hope that gives you an idea of how to play Agent Decker, which is absolutely one of my favorite all-time print-and-play games, and it is a stealth deck builder in just 54 cards. So this has been Martin, signing off for now.